Let's see how to trace quicksort. Before tracing the quicksort, we have to remember only these 4 points. If element lesser or equal to pivot, and the pivot is the first element in the array we are considering. Once this condition is true, we have to increment the start value. If element is greater than the pivot, you have to decrement the end value. If start and end remains at some elements, swap start and end. If start crosses end, then swap end and the pivot. You have to remember only these 4 points. Let's see your elements. First was 7, 6, 5, 10, 9 and 1. I will consider first element as a pivot, and the start value is going to start with the first itself, and the end is the last element in the array. Let's see the pivot. I am checking this pivot with the start. Is 7, let is see 7 lesser or equal to pivot is 7. Yes, condition is true, that is 7 equal to 7. What you have to increment? You have to increment the start. Yes is nothing but your start. Next you will consider 6. Is 6 lesser or equal to 7? Yes, the condition again is true. Then you have to increment the start value. It comes to the 5. Is 5 lesser or equal to 7? Yes, the condition is true. Next again increment the start value. Next 10. Once it comes to the 10, is 10 lesser or equal to 7? No, right? So the condition fails here itself. The start stops at the 10. Next we will move to the end. Is 1 greater than 7? No, right? 1 doesn't. That is, there is no decrement in the end. Then once the elements stop, start and end stops at the sum elements, what you have to swap? You have to swap start and the end. So these are swapped. 1 comes here and 10 goes here. That is, this is what your array. Now swap start and the end. Next, consider this one. Yes, the start here and the end here, and the pivot is same, right? Again you will consider with the start is here, right? Is 1 lesser or equal to 7? Yes, the condition is true. Then move to the yes, then the start is incremented. Next what happens? You will check again with the 9. Is 9 lesser or equal to 7? No, right? The start stops here. Next consider 9, that is end. Is end, that is end becomes now 10. Is 10 greater than 7? Yes, the condition is true. What you have to do? You have to decrement the end comes here. Is 9 greater than 7? Yes, the condition is true. Then end is decremented. Where the end comes? The end comes here, that is 1. Now what happens? The start crosses the end, right? At that time what happens? What you have done? You have to, once the start crosses the end, you have to swap which one? End and the pivot value. 1 is shifted here and 7 comes in place of 1. Now the array looks like this. At this time when it crosses, you have to consider this is the pivot, right? Only consider 1 6 5, or you can consider 1 6 7. Let's see, I have considered first 1 6 5 up to 7, or you can consider only 1 6 5. Yes, because once the pivot is shifted here, you come to know that the elements lesser than comes to the left side, elements greater than moves to the right side. Yes, this is what your pivot you have exchanged. Only consider 1 6 5. Once the 1 6 5, let's see what happens for the 1 6 5. If I solve with 165, or I will consider I have solved with 165 up to 7, or you can consider, let's see how to solve with 1657. Now 16, the pivot becomes 1 and start, next the end, right? Next consider this one. Is 1 lesser or equal to, the start is incremented. Next here it is shifted, no, yes. Then you will take the end as 7. Yes, 7 greater than, already 7 is in a correct position. We won't consider all these things. We have to consider 165 only. Look at the array. Yes, then it is not necessary to solve all this and it is a wastage of time. Let's take only 165 only. How to solve it? 165, see here, 165, my pivot is this one and start is as well as end is this one. Yes, is 1 lesser or equal to 1? Condition is true. The start is incremented. Then what happens? 165. Yes, here your end and here your pivot. Next, Is 6 lesser or equal to 1? No, the start remains there itself. Yes. Next, let's consider the end. Is 5 greater than 1? Yes, the condition is true. Is 5 greater than 1? Yes, the condition is true. Then what happens? You have to decrement. Which one to decrement? End is decremented to 6. Is 6 greater than 1? Yes, the condition is true. Yes. 6 is greater than 1. Next, end decrement. Here it comes, right? Where your end comes? End comes to here. First 1, 6, 5. End remains here and start is as well as here and pivot is here. Next, again you will consider 6 greater than 1. Next, it is shifted to 1. Once the pivot and the 1 remains same here, you have exchanged. 1 is in a correct position. Leave this 1 as it is. Now consider only 6 and the 5. This is your pivot and this is your start and this is your end. Let's consider, is 6 lesser or equal to 6? Yes, the condition is true. Yes. Then what happens? You have to move to the here. The start comes here. Then what happens? 6, 5 and your start comes here. Yes, and your pivot here and here it is end. Then what happens? End. Is 5 greater than 6? No, right? The start and end remains here itself. Yes. Then what happens here? Again you are checking this 5. Is 5 lesser or equal to 6? Yes, the condition is true. The start crosses the end. Yes. Then what you have to exchange? You have to exchange the end value with the pivot. Which is your end? End is the 5, right? So you will exchange 5 and 6. From the above array, what you will get? The array in a 1, 5, 6, 7, 9 and the 10. This is what your quick sort.